Our next poet is Michael Young. He is the son of the brilliant and beautiful Al Young. And Michael is brilliant and beautiful as well.
Hi, my name's Michael. You know, to my regret, I had a poem called Midnight Movers that I have not finished yet. So you must do another event because it was about my dad. My parents were in an interracial marriage and they were married in 1963. And this is, we're talking Berkeley, 1963. Even in Berkeley, the epicenter of so-called, progressivism, my dad had to move all his stuff in at midnight when they found a cottage to live in. And the dark humored part of it is at midnight, he had all his furniture in the back of his VW Bug and the cops pulled him over on the way to move into the house he had just found with my mom. So it's almost finished and it breaks my heart that I can't read it, but I'm kind of a perfectionist. But I'm going to read two of his poems. He had a debilitating stroke a couple years ago. So I told him about today and he's sending his love from his care home. And he's still there, body, mind, and soul. So the first poem is called, and this is from 1963, the year of his move-in. It's called Blues for Malcolm X, and it's in a couple books, but it's also in a Poetry and Protest, great compilation. Blues for Malcolm X. When I decided to go hear you speak that week, it was Oakland, it was way out west. It was long before Bluetooth tech. It was youth, way back before the truth got put on commission. I was older than the early 60s, younger than rain. It was when a cafe colleague declined my invitation for her to join me to catch you that I got it right. She was white. She declined. She declared, "No, you go. I don't think you'll like me very much." My political black friends, none of them had the time either. I took the bus. To bust the chops of integrationists, your mission exactly. You carried it out with charisma and charm. For dignity and equality, you spoke. I love all black, brown, red, and yellow people, you said at the close of your spellbinding talk. Then you blew us kisses. This is memory. Now, the very government that shot you down for dead has made you postage stamps, stampable, sendable, official at last. Does this surprise you? Official history, a snake that hisses, a snake that hushes, smooths you out, burnishes. I still prefer the kids who called you Malcolm 10. They didn't know where to hide you, so they put you on a stamp with Booker T, who wouldn't sit with Woodrow Wilson and the First Lady at his White House dinner. You wanted us to separate and split, and that was it. You, Malcolm X, would fix the system with the ballot or the bullet. May these blues clarify your red position. And that is my father's Blues for Malcolm X, actually not written too long ago. Yeah. And this is an oldie but goodie. This is from his first collection, Dancing, from 1969. Look at that groovy cover.
Love it.
And it was actually reviewed. Could you believe back in the day they used to review, give whole page reviews at Rolling Stone to poetry books? And I found this old yellowed Rolling Stone and it blew my mind. So they reviewed this book and loved it. And this is a poem called A Dance for Militant Dilettantes. And it kind of brings some levity to the heaviness of the Black Power movement. And I think it was written in about 1968. A Dance for Militant Dilettantes. No one's going to read or take you seriously, a hip friend advises, until you start coming down on them like the Black poet you truly are, and ink in lots of black in your poems. Soul is not enough. You need real color, shining out of real skin, nappy, snaggly afro hair. Baby grows up and dig on that. You got to learn to put in about some black fists coming against white jaws and red blood splashing down those fabled wine and urine-stained hallways. Black bombs blasting out real white estate. The sky itself black with what's to come. final Holocaust, the settling up. Nobody want no nice nigga no more. These honkies, man, that put out these books and things. They want an angry splib, a furious Negro. They don't want no bourgeois woogie. They want them a militant nigger in a Fiji haircut, fresh out of some secret boot camp, with a bad book in one hand and a Molotov cocktail in the other, subject to turn up at one of their conferences or soirees and shake the shit out of them. That is a dance for militant dilettantes.
That sounds like Al.
And I hope it does. That is the young.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're sure you're not going to read any of your work, Michael?
Oh, not today. I hate to say.
One day we'll have you reading.
We will next if you do another one. I promise to. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Our next poet is Lucinda Clark, and I want to say something about Lucinda. You may not know, but Lucinda really tries to work with young people, some of the same type of things that Al Young used to do, and a lot of you do, working with young people to make a difference, particularly as they're trying to become poets themselves and they're working towards improving their art. Lucinda, are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes. Oh, okay. Kim, thank you so much. I've been listening and I'm just blown away. I've got to pinch myself to realize, wow, how did I get to be in such great company? But as you mentioned, I'm going to start off with a poem that was untitled. Then I called it the Pre-COVID Rant, When Global Warming, Gun Violence, and Generational Responsibility Was a Thing. Dear young people, a new day dawns. You dress and out you go to protest. You post to your social media. You blame it all on the elders. Two things. Time is passing. If you're not careful, you will wake up one morning and find that you are now the elders. With only fickle TikTok followers and suspect likes, your elders gone. No legacies in wait. No home planet. Your anger justified. I have been thinking of lots of poetry to write about with regards to being African American and the African American experience. And Kim, I tell you, if I had done this your first time, I'd have been one angry sister. I've just been writing a lot of stuff, but I decided to settle on this one poem that I think captures it all. And it's called Black People Are Invisible Until. Black people don't ski, hike, tango, watch birds or the skies. We don't win political elections, take the entertainment world by storm, dominate most sports, serve this country or mankind. We only make certain people fear for their lives. Black people thrive despite high rates of diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, murder, suicide, and unemployment. Even though something new and even more negative is added to this list every day. Check the COVID-19 stats. Yet, we also have gratitude and joy. We are capable of knowing and expressing love for family, friends, and the communities in which we struggle to find relevance. Black people have headaches, heartaches, anxiety, day and night terrors. Some of our families live without fathers. Some of our mothers are going it solo. A lot of Black people are going to jail, but we never needed to, because we can be executed in our cars, in our homes, on the street, while enjoying you. Finish the sentence. Black women are loud and nasty. In others, this is called demanding respect for yourself, family, and for anything else we want you to know matters. We are called African Americans, Blacks, colored, Negroes, non-existent. Check South American history. We are discriminated against, lynched, shot, beaten up, beaten down. Thank God for mobile phones, because it is now all documented. Black people have history. We celebrate it every February. Just gotta dig a little deep to find it the rest of the year. We start movements, build communities, then somebody gets mad and burns it all down. Black people are in denial because race is a social construct. It is something we embrace when something is wrong, something goes wrong, and when something goes right. Then the race card is played from a stacked deck. The dealer, the somebody with the right followers. Black people are angry. Oh, no, wait. We can't be angry because to express anger means something bad will happen. Then nothing will change. This thing is a thing. Black people are invisible until now. Okay, now, because we're talking about all things that are going on, I've covered the young people, global warming, I've covered Black people. I'm gonna leave with my last poem, which is for all of my sisters, because next month will be the 100th anniversary of the right for women to vote. And so I'm gonna close with this poem called For My Sisters Too. To all of my sisters, no matter where you are, no matter where you reside in these United States, no matter where you work, pray, get your nails done, get your hair done. No matter who you are married to, who your ancestors may be, or your children will become. 100 years ago, we shared something in common. We had no political voice, no right to vote. 100 years ago, women and men set side by side that which they did not have in common to fight for the one right for all to vote. Today, we share this right, and whether you choose to exercise it or not, which I pray that you exercise, it was hard won for us. For all who would take issue with my excitement and pride, I ask that you tell your aunts, daughters, mothers, sisters, co-workers, and any other female except me that women's equality is stupid. For it matters to those who choose to celebrate and exercise this right. It will matter to the first woman who will someday become president. And most importantly, to the people in the lands where the right to vote is not possible. Kim, I want to thank you. You are my shero. I want to thank, Beck and Birds for giving us this opportunity. Bird and Beck, shout out to you, Bird and Beck. Thank you so much. And I will see you on the other side. Thank you.
So much. This was Lucinda Clark. And if you want to know about helping kids, she's the one to ask because that's what she does. Our next reader is Nicole.
I was going to say Poetry Matters Project. Just Google it. Thank you. Sorry.
Our next poet is Nicola Adams. Nicola?
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I am so honored to be here with so many people and so many of my friends, Abacha and Twyla and Kim and the rest of you. I'm so glad to meet you in an informal way, get to know you, and uh, hopefully I can do justice with my poetry. And so the first one I'm going to read is something I wrote 15 years ago for my 13-year-old nephew to recite at a function for Mary Bethune-Cookman. So it's called When I Create with My Mind. When I create with my mind, I master rhymes and spit rhymes. I danced eyes closed with my soul, knowing that the God that created me has given me this art that makes me feel whole. When I create with my mind, colors and canvases become one as I paint in a daze, knowing that this part of me was created to give God praise. When I create with my mind, I become one with the God who created the moon, the stars, and the earth, who planted all of this talent into me at the moment of my birth. The pyramids, ancient music, and caveman art all get more valuable with the passing of time. And so do I when I create with my mind.
Beautiful.
Thank you. This next one I wrote today, and I was listening to my pastor, and it just came on me, and it says, you got to register for the revolution. The revolution has taken place, Black bodies littered by racism and hate. Some think the revolution we fight today has just begun, not taught the history that our revolution started when the first slave captured, still in Africa, was murdered when trying to run. For 401 years, we have fought a revolution to be free from oppression, free from poverty, free to quality education, free to live where we wanted, free to work where we wanted, free from welfare, free to be us, free to live. You got to register for the revolution. Be a participant. Be a participant in your own change. Not just wait until you read or see another Black man on TV saying, "I can't breathe." And oh yes, the revolution is now televised by revolutionaries with cell phones. No longer can racist cops hide their murders with their lies. We have a madman occupying the Oval Office, destroying democracy, empowering white supremacy, erasing the strides and gains we made towards equality. We're in a revolution, not just for our souls, but for the soul of this nation. Fill out the census, vote, and protect immigration. Yes, Black Africans, Haitians, Trinidadians, Guatemalans, Cubans still migrate here. And they migrate not just to be on vacation. So speak up, all you who've been silent. Those who follow Trump, vomit out the poison Kool-Aid and wake up. If you want to be on the right side of history, get involved, join the marches, be the change. That's the solution. And you got to register for the revolution. And then I have another one. The last one is called What My Third Eye See. Thank you. I close my sight eyes, which opens my third eye. My third eye sees what my natural eyes will not allow me to see. It protects me, but also prepares me for the future that's coming. For the last 2 years, my third eye has been flashing, warning, warning, warning. Our society is coming to an end, just like Pompeii. We are on a collision course with two natural disasters. One which has been named COVID, coronavirus 19, and the other named Donald Trump. My third eye sees the destruction, the eruption, the fallout in the end. My third eye sees the end times and the Bible happening. It sees millions sick, millions dying, millions crippled, living with disabilities left by the plague. It sees our nation in another civil war. This time, there are no Union soldiers to fight for freedom, for those still enslaved by racism, hatred, and injustice by a system that keeps them on plantation called projects and prisons. My third eye says, it's time for you to be the Paul Revere. Your horse is Facebook. Warn the people. Destruction is coming. Destruction is coming. My third eye sees the Postal Service being defunded. Mail-in ballots for millions of people being destroyed. My third eye says, get your passports for you and your family. I see Congress being suspended. The last defense for democracy has fallen. My third eye says, take your money out the bank, convert part to gold. I will tell you where to soon go. My third eye sees the new dictator jumping up and down, drunk with the power of new rulership. My third eye sees the revolution and the revolt of the people taking to the streets. White, black, former Republican, former Democrat, for those parties were no more. My third eye sees the new ruler turning the military on its people, cutting down thousands upon thousands like they were fighting an enemy in a third world country. My third eye says, it's time, grab your family and run. Run like Harriet Tubman, run into freedom. I led my family and friends to, my third eye closes, my natural eyes open. I look around staring blankly, waiting, longing for my third eye to open again and show me where I am.
Thank you. I hope your third eye was just malfunctioning a little bit.
You know, that stuff kind of comes to me. It's kind of like, you know, when you see visions of movies,
Yeah.
you know, that stuff just comes. And both of those I just wrote today. It's just like stuff just comes to me, and you just kind of like, you know, my God, I have to write this down, you know? And so you just never know. So that's my third eye. That's what my third eye tells me. And I cannot deny it, you know?
I'm hoping your third eye will change the screen and say, oh, Trump is gone, you know?
I will, you know what? That's why the revolution is taking place. You know, fill out your census forms, vote, send your people to the polls, make sure your family's registered, get them out there, get your friends out there. You know, get together collectively with people, put your money together, hire buses to pick people up and take them to the polls. Hey, you know, repurpose some of these closed down churches for voting booths. You know, train some of their members, them deacons, those sisters, to be poll watchers. You know, so we have an opportunity to change things, but the revolution is really alive, and you have to register for the revolution. I'm registered.
Yeah, everyone go out and vote.
Vote, vote, vote.
Thank you so much, Nicola. I appreciate your poetry and your visions.